Did you ever wonder how fast your childhood went by and the only few things you remember are people telling you what to do and how you didn't do those things? After hitting puberty, you were caught up in some vague ideas about life and the world, and you were trying to figure out whether the world is evil or not, and as you went through that process and reached your mid-20s, you just realized you're too old to be a child and too young to be an adult? Suddenly, you're left alone with the strange feeling as an outgrown teen that once was fighting something you cannot really name, and never hearing about the winner of this particular fight or the overall result of it. And while confused by this, out of nowhere, problems start showing up, most of us distracted by financial issues, all of us social issues, and some of us mental issues too. And then, as it is not strange enough, you're a parent out of nowhere, and later on, your kids are going through the same thing. So what exactly can you explain to them when they are asking you,
so what's the point?
what will you answer? What is a good answer anyway, if you don't know what the hell you went through as a child? And the most frustrating question you're asking yourself is that, what of this has been made by me? Boyhood is a longitudinal study about this theme. Interestingly, it depends on what age you have when you're watching the film that has a specific impression for you. Either you're a teen and you can sense what Mason is going through, or you're a grown man or a woman that feels sorrow for the parents and fear what decisions the children might make. Either way, all of us are left with the feeling of familiarity and consolation, but also the very dubious aspect of life and what to make of it. What I found to be the biggest question concerning Mason's boyhood is, how much did he initiate all of the events himself? What active part did he play in his early stages? How much was he influenced by the decisions and consequences of others and overall events on the outside world, in contrast to his own actions and impacts on the world? Didn't he just passively perceive everything that came across? Because watching his storyline, I felt he is like doing nothing and constantly being exposed to everything, crossing milestone after milestone. Seriously, he is literally doing nothing and people already judge him and force him to decide between options. The girl he happens to like made up an argument out of nothing. The coworker giving him responsibility for something he didn't consider overall. The professor who suddenly describes his nihilistic existence and duty to follow a huge career to become significant. He is just standing there and acting like someone who never really wasted a thought about the next 3 days. Because he is so young, he is just trying to figure out what the hell is going on with him today. First, I thought something like there is no such thing as to be in control of one's own destiny, rather being subjected to the environment and the attempt to adapt somehow to the new circumstances around you. But finishing the movie balanced my thinking and made me realize something so important. Because I realized the older he got, the more important decisions he made. Like leaving his mother and doing a trip or choosing a girlfriend that understands him. So I think there are two assumptions about the development of an individual. First, you are an active individual in the world and can do everything you want. Second, you are a passive individual being exposed to your genes and to your world and can really do nothing about it. I sum it up by converging both sides to one principle. As the movie goes on, the realization that your life is half an individual setting you are born into and half a set of decisions and deeds that you choose yourself are what make up your whole destiny. And the fact that your decisions and actions can actually manipulate or even change your setting is what turn you into your own god in your own story. So it's true that the environment has a huge impact on your development, and being exposed to it on the long run can morph you into its essential form. But the fact that we are equipped with consciousness and the ability to select, change, or leave out environments makes us passive and active figures in this game. The manual in its simplest form could be this. There is an individual living in a specific context. Once you understand yourself, your options, and the context in most of its aspects, you understand how it is going to change you on the long run. Knowing your susceptibility and your environment, you can decide whether you change your context or not. After changing the context, it will project and influence you in specific ways. Trusting in your abilities and in the context you chose will morph you into something new, hopefully in something better. What Boyhood shows us is that as kids, we didn't develop a big consciousness yet until we are adults. That being said, as you become older, you should become more aware of yourself and your environment. It seems like that human beings take long time to fully flourish as they grow up. So they are susceptible and unaware in their youngest and most vulnerable years. Which is why it is so important to grow up in a strong community and benevolent environment. And the opportunity I see here is that once we've grown up, we are equipped with a strong tool called consciousness. Using it for our benefit transform us from passive to actively engaging creatures.
So what's the point?
Or what?
I don't know any of this. Everything.
What's the point? I mean, I sure as shit don't know. I mean, we're all just winging it, you know? I mean, the good news is you're feeling stuff, you know? And you got to hold on to that.